4. Dark roast or frappuccino? You decide. Throughout the day, whether we're in school or if we're actually in the workplace, even just going on a trip, there is some type of distress at times experienced, from the stoplight to a test exam to actually feeling very sorry for what a friend may be going through. During those times, especially when a parent is talking to a child, the parent tries to encourage the child by sharing different things. And when I say different things, I'm not talking about just gratitude, but actually how the parent really does feel for the child. How a friend really does feel towards the other friend. And what does it do? It gives them encouragement. Yes, it imparts courage to them so that the distresses they may be feeling on their heart and mind, they start to feel better. And in time, because of those thoughts, those helpful words that were given, they just become stronger and stronger because they had value and courage imparted in them. Now, with that being said, there are situations where sometimes people may not have as much association or encouragement. And then there are other factors, yes, even health-wise, that may be affecting the person's outlook on a situation or life in general. And so, this is a conscious decision. This happens to be some person's choices that they may end up, not only drinking orange juice or other health fruits and things of that nature to help themselves. But yes, there is something that they may go and talking with their personal physician, and the physician may actually, prescribe something for the person. Now, on another note, did you know that there is something called a placebo? What is a placebo? Well, it is actually something that may be prescribed for a person, something they said they are enduring, health reasons that they don't feel good. And it can be anywhere, on the body. It can be even in the mind. However, what the placebo is, back in the olden days, persons used to kind of make a joke, privately and say, well, they got the salt water, And what they were basically saying is whatever this individual was prescribed, maybe unknowing to them at the time, was nothing that would, set their body in a very rough state or even make it sick, because really it couldn't do any more harm than just regular water and salt. Okay. And so a placebo is something that may be given to a person, and it just gives them that extra attitude of feeling like, hey, I got what I need. Remember, the key you probably already picked up is they weren't told maybe that it had less ingredients in it than what they thought. And so what does that show us? The power of the mind, the power of a positive outlook to actually sometimes help us rather than any external medications or anything that we may take. That's just an FYI. So with that being said as well, people do things like meditate, persons exercise. There are a variety of things persons do to make themselves feel better when they are in distress. And yet, going along with everything that we talked about, notice how God's word had said many, many eons of years ago, really hundreds upon thousands of years ago, in Proverbs chapter 17, verse 22, God inspired for his words to say on paper, you see, he had a writer in Proverbs 17:22, a cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bone. So that goes to show that when the parent or the friend is trying to encourage you, to give you something that you can hold on to, and then from eating right to exercising, among, other things you may do to make yourself happy, it really does affect your heart. It really does affect your body. It really does affect your health. Yes, in principle, really being genuinely, authentically, positive. Now that doesn't mean that you may not be fighting a battle, but all the same, being able to know that you are worth something and that you do have reasons to be happy, even if it's just God himself encouraging you to say, keep your head up. It's gonna be all right. And you know what? Those different gifts and skills and talents that you're using to the best of your ability to help yourself and others, hey, you can be happy about that. So keeping your heart in a good mood as well as you can, it does affect your health. And yes, it is even better than the best placebo as good medicine. Take care. You have just listened to the Perceptive Readers Podcast. Remember, until next time, if you read something that encourages you to improve or enhance your life for the better, it becomes your reality. So dark roast or frappuccino, you decide.